Don't do this.
Yep.
I want to see what it's like. How you found out? I'm pregnant. I should have did it. I should have listened.
Yep. You were so right.
Now you found out, huh? Yeah. It was good.
Yep. Some people, you can share your story with them and they will listen and not make the mistake. But some people want to go run out in the streets and make their own mistake.
Yeah. Everybody probably.
Yeah. They are. My daughter was the type, you could go out there and say the train is coming. And she'll run right on out there to see for herself that the train is coming.
And when the train came, she got out the way, did she?
No. She got smashed a couple of times. And then finally she got out the way. She
When I
learned to
seen the
get
train
out
was
the way.
coming, I found out when I seen the train coming, I moved out the way. But there is a thing where you can't fake first-hand experience.
Tell them.
Like, example, people be like, God is real, right?
Yeah.
When you find out that God is real for yourself and you have your own personal experience about how God connected with you, that's something that nobody can take away from you. So I understand why some people want their own experience. Because you can tell a person something all day and you believe what they're saying because they might be, they hold weight in your life with the validity of who they are.
Yeah.
But when you find out something on your own,
Yep.
can't nobody take that away from you.
No, they can't. Personal experience. It is well needed sometimes. Because if you don't experience anything, you won't be able to empathize or understand what other people are going through. So it is necessary sometimes.
Ooh, I want to see what it's like this type of relationship.
Yeah.
You make it sound real good. Or you make it sound real bad.
Now, are you imagining what it's going to look like when we take it all down and you bump it? How the color's going to flow? Have you got an idea what that's going to look like on top? Because I don't.
That's what I'm thinking about in my head.
Okay. Okay. Because you have to place it how you think it's going to fall when it's get curled up. So I don't have to put it. Yeah, that's life. That's life. And then we die. Like, what is this game? What is this?
Really, it's about God learning more about himself.
That's an interesting perspective.
Think about it. Everybody comes here with a purpose when you're born. Our memory right clean. Some of us been here before.
Many times.
And so when you realize you've been here many times, you come back to learn the lesson, your memory is wiped clean. The reason why your memory is wiped clean is so you don't have no recollection of your previous life until you awaken to who you are. That's why that 369 is very important. That's the knowledge of self. You come back into the world as a baby. You may have been here before because you start accelerating with things you know faster. Because your genetic information kicks in when you're born. When you're in the womb, you're already conscious. You just become more aware. And so when you hit the earth, and you take your first breath, and you become conscious, and your parents are teaching you different things, and you picking up things or not picking up things, you have a certain level of intelligence outside of what your parents are teaching you. And that's why you kind of weigh out your head and your heart space. Because your head space is what your mom teaching you and your daddy teaching you, but your heart space is what you know personally from your genetics. They kick in.
Now, when you say genetics, I've always thought that,
Let me clarify what I mean.
okay,
In each cell, you can hold a petabyte of information. A petabyte is almost like a trillion computers. Like this computer right here, a trillion of them in one cell. One cell. And we have trillions of cells in our body that can hold data and information. When your mom and your daddy come together and become one person and they have an energy exchange, they transfer information and data. And then you're born. And when you're born, you have both sides of your parents in your genetics, and it activates. And when you're born, out of your mama's womb, when you take your first breath, they telling you things that you're supposed to do. Your mind is like a sponge, but your genetics is still there.
okay,
You get what I'm saying?
I do. What I mean by what I said was, let's say you were Indian in this life. You were Indian from Pakistani or wherever they come from. And you decided to redo life and you were born again into a black woman. Where does the genetics play a role at in this second life as this black woman's child? Yeah.
So if you were Pakistani and you were Indian, right? That means you understand the mystery school systems, you understand yoga, you understand the food, you understand the smell. For some reason you want to go over there and you want to have a good time and live over there, right? That's called ancestral wisdom. So that means that accumulation of like I have in my family, I have angelic hosts that were here before in my family, and for some reason I just know it. I have access to certain things, and I have pharaohs that were in my family because some of my family members were in the upper echelons of society. And
so let's say one of the pharaohs came back and was born to one of your children. How does it?
Which is me. You talking to him right now.
I believe it too.
So, the fact that we having this conversation and we're talking about genetic wisdom, there's this problem that you're supposed to solve in this lifetime, which is why you have the information in the first place. And you have to use the tools that the architect gave you, which is the square and the compass, as a builder, to build something while you're here in this lifetime that you missed last lifetime. That's why you came back to finish your work.
Absolutely.
They call it the great work.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally believe that.
When you reincarnate here, it was a lesson last time you missed, which is why you were sent back to finish it in this lifetime, because your ancestors have been praying for you to solve it. We need so and so, and they praying like we don't got it yet. We need so and so, and throughout the lineages, they praying, and boop, you the answer to all their prayers, and they start helping you.
I believe that so wholeheartedly. I was just talking about that the other day. How we come back. I tell you what brought it up. There was this kid, his father had put him on a little ski slope. And the little boy was going so fast, he only 3 years old. And the way that little boy looked at his dad was like, thank you, Dad. He's back again.
Yeah.
You know, something happened to him in a previous life. He didn't get to finish that. And he's back. How did that little boy know how to ski like that at 3 years old? Something is programmed that he carried over, you know what I mean, when he came back. But he could have been a white 20-year-old boy when he was skiing the first time and got killed on the slope or whatever happened, you know what I mean? And he didn't finish it.
And it's funny you mentioned an Indian woman, because I got a female friend that's in Valley right now.
Okay.
And in her ancestral roots is Jamaicans, Haitians.
I am also Haitian. I got Haitian in my roots.
And so she in India right now.
Okay.
Valley is in like India.
Yeah.
That's third world country. She over there making like growing fruit and letting the herb grow all the way down the back and.
Okay, she over there just doing the thing.
Yeah, she going through her healing journey, and a lot of times your healing journey is going back to where your roots are. And when you start going back into your roots, you start going back into your ancestral roots. You see, your ancestral roots is different than just the church.
Yeah.
You know?
It sure is. Well, good for her. I know she's finding peace and.
Oh yeah, she found peace. She finding peace. She finding more things she like to do. Her sons over there having a good time because you know they in going rock climbing, going four wheeling, and eating the food over there every day. It's a different experience. Like when you in St. Louis and you get a chance to step outside of St. Louis, it really helped you with being able to expand your horizons.
Absolutely.
And I think it's good that young men can step out and expand their horizons. You know?
Yes.
Pharaoh is being king.
Yeah. How did you connect with that from a previous life? How did you know for sure that's who you were?
I spoke with somebody that she's like a high priestess.
Mm-hmm.
She's into like tarot card readings and she's into the zodiac. But when she was young, she asked God. She said, I want to see God. I want to see evil and good. That's what she prayed for, right? And she said this man appeared in a black suit and showed her some things. And her grandmother had some gifts. Like my grandmother had some gifts too. But the man in the black suit showed her different things, and she went on this quest for knowledge. And as she was talking to me, before I met her, I had fasted and prayed for almost 40 days. I went through a series of doing like a 40-day fast, 60-day fast, and I was reading the life of Moses, and I kept on looking like, why don't they say what this Pharaoh name is? And I was like, who is this Pharaoh name that Moses went up against? Why did he try to hurt the children of Israel because he was born? I kept researching to figure out what Pharaoh that was, and I looked up what Moses' name meant, which means to be drawn out, but it said that Moses was also a Pharaoh. So I was like, wait a minute, it was two Pharaohs? Moses was a Pharaoh, he was raised with Pharaoh, but this Pharaoh is going against him? And I was like, something ain't right with this picture. I said, hold on now. They said that Moses looked like he was an Egyptian. And I was like, I'm thrown off, like why? So I went into some deep reading. And as I went into the deep reading about the Pharaohs, I had a spiritual awakening. Like I literally felt my left and my right brain hemispheres come together, and I was praying, and as I was praying, I seen like this black dot, and it opened. And I seen like 10, 20, 30 years ahead, and then came back to myself, and I was like, what was that? I had never experienced nothing like that before.
Okay.
And when I would be looking at different artifacts and different symbols, I would know what it meant.
That's crazy.
Just different.
That's what I mean. We use that word, but that's what it means.
It's just different. Everybody had different experiences.
Yeah. The lady told me the same thing in New Orleans when we were visiting. She said, I've been here 8 times already. I didn't know what to make of all of that, but I feel her on that. It's things that I know I should not know, and I knew it a long time ago when I was not old enough to know.
Your genetic information, so it's something called the Akashic Records.
Yeah.
The Akashic Records is the records of everything that, pretty much everything that's recorded. What you do, how you live. Some people can access the Akashic Records, and some people you have to learn how to access the Akashic Records. But for me, I always been at a point where God will always talk to me in different ways.
I think he gives us gifts. Some of us have the gift of wisdom.
And so,
There's different rings that we're given. That's the way I believe.
you said different rings?
I call them rings.
Okay. Yep. Explain to me about the rings.
Wisdom ring.
Okay.
There's all kinds of different rings that I think that
Do
we're
you wear them or they just
No,
rings?
it's just symbolic.
Because I've actually seen orbs over top of people's head before.
Yeah.
And the orb is a symbol of wisdom, or a symbol of it's a symbol of power. And like my martial arts instructor, so my dad was a martial arts instructor, and then I had a martial arts instructor. And so I used to study pressure points for martial arts. And in martial arts, there is a way of healing, but also a way of clogging up the system.
Yeah.
And when I was learning about the pressure points, I learned.
How far we coming up here?
Oh, we almost there. I learned how to see the aura around people.
Yeah, I've seen it several times.
The color spectrum. And so when I found out about the color spectrum that's around people, that's actually a spiritual gift. Like to be able to see the colors, like where it's pretty much what you're able to see is you're able to see where a person's
energy level, right?
true. And so the very first time I seen an aura, I was talking to this young lady I was in school with, and she was yelling at me about something. I was like, why I see a green orb over top of your head? It was green. I had never seen a green orb over top of somebody's head. Now I've seen the shadows before.
Yeah.
And I had to realize what they were. Some were good, some were bad. I had to get an understanding. Like I'll be in the recording studio making music, and I feel a presence. And I'm like, what is this by me? And I turn around and I feel a cold chill go through me. And I see a shadow off the corner of my eye. I'm like, what is that? I stopped. When I was little, I used to be afraid of them, but as I got older, I stopped being afraid of them. I started understanding what they were. It really goes to ancestors. I had to learn how to leave a libation. Leave out a libation for my ancestors. A lot of times, they really be trying to help you. In this lifetime.
Definitely do.
You might have an innocence, but you're finna do something, so don't do that. They can see danger ahead of time, and they'll warn you something fall over before you get there, and they done try to intervene.
Yeah. At least some of them are protecting us.
Guardians. Which, kind of let me know that the world of the seen and the unseen do have a veil.
Yeah.
And it confirmed that energy doesn't die, it only transfers. And so like when you have a loved one that passed away, they're technically, they're not here in the physical form, but they'll be here in another form.
Yeah, it's so much happening. That we don't know and don't understand. But they're here all the time.
All I get a what? And understanding. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
If that veil was lifted or broken or pierced or whatever, ain't no telling what we would see. We probably couldn't live.
Yeah, but
So much of it's protecting us.
You have some people that can live with it. You have some people that find themselves wanting to medicate themselves a little bit more because
No, I mean physically, could we breathe if the veil was broken, or pierced, or whatever? Would it change the H2O content in the air?
I don't think so. in ancient times there was something called an ankh and a djed pillar. And they used it and it was tuned to the person's vibration that was here, that had it on their person. So your soul vibrates at a certain frequency. It's just your sound. Like when you sing, you have a certain key you sing in. If I was to record it, there'll be a frequency in your voice. And your children hear, they'll know it's your voice. Those djed pillars.
It's starting to change already?
Or
no? Because we ain't got this far yet if it ain't, or if it has. You almost done though. You almost done.
I'm on this part right here.
Yeah,
I gotta put the cap on, we gotta put you in the dry.
Okay. We almost done. I was just wondering if it started changing already. No, not yet.
When I finish this one, I'll check.
Okay. I'm thinking to myself, her, you better act right.
Yeah.
Change like you're supposed to. I would be mad. And my hair will be just for her not to change. But it will, you know what you're doing. I ain't like I got no whole bunch of color or nothing on it. Have you ever had hair that didn't change?
All hair changes, it just...
Oh, okay. Show us how much I know. I don't know. Sometimes I hear people say, well, I couldn't get the color.
The only reason why it might not change is if you had already been through several colors prior to this one, I didn't know it.
No.
Because whenever you want blonde, you gotta go through several layers. So like you want like purple, and then you want like pink, and then you slap black on there, and then it turn brown.
No, I ain't have it. I don't think I had. And when I was putting down, it was that Beijing stuff. That was the last thing I had on my hair, and that was, I want to say at least a year, more than a year ago. And isn't that like a semi-permanent?
Beijing?
Yeah. That was the last thing I had on my hair. What were you explaining, John?
I'm listening.
You was explaining something to me. I cut you off. I forgot what it was. Something about the soul vibrations and each person.
Yeah, everybody has a sound, frequency, vibration. Everybody's vibrational frequency is different.
Yeah.
Like your body and your sound of your voice might be tuned to, like, let's say 647 hertz. When you open up your mouth, that's like the pitch that you're singing. Like the ankh and the djed pillar was like the key to a portal. And they had different time grids around the world that they used to use the ankh and the djed to unlock the portal to go through the gateway to get to these different places.
What?
Yeah, the portals.
When was this? What time period are we?
Egyptian.
Dang. We going to the hair dryer?
Yep.
Okay. I want to go slow first. Just show me where
Let's
I
get
need
the
to go.
curl off your panty.
Can I leave my shoe in here?
Take the brush and we get the hair off your panty right behind you.
Oh, brother.
Yep.
Hopefully I got it. If not, I'm not going to worry about it too much.
To the dryer. I'm gonna turn the dryer on now so that we just go right on the back.
my foot hurt.
Huh?
Yeah, black on print company.
Oh, is that what they are? Oh, okay. I've never been down
It's
there.
off the guild.
Off of what?
The guild.
A guild?
Yes, ma'am, the guild.
A guild. Okay. I'm gonna go check them out. I didn't know we had a. I don't know what that is. Is it normal?
It happens.
I think it's my phone. That's what I